Hey everybody, it's Ray, and today I'm doing an unboxing for the Apple iPad Air. Now this is the iPad Air that came out in fall 2013, so it's not a particularly new product, but for the sake of this video, because I am doing a review for it for another publication, I'm going to do an unboxing just for you guys. So standard packaging, pretty Apple-y, very simple, nothing on the back other than some serial number information, and that's it. iPad Air, Apple logo. So let's go ahead and cut the seal on this guy. And we're just gonna slit it on one side and peel off the shrink wrap. Okay, and here it is. Let's see what's inside. So of course Apple takes great care in designing the package along with the product so that you have a great unboxing experience. So we take that off, and here is the iPad Air. This is the 9.7 inch model. So we're just gonna put that aside for a second and see what else is inside. So inside we've got the charging plug, the USB plug, and then you've got your typical documentation. Inside you'll find some stickers, pretty standard stuff, and of course your lightning cable. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I guess you really don't need that thick of a box, but this little guy takes up the thickness, so that's pretty much it. So put this all back, and let's take a look at the iPad Air itself. So peeling back the shrink wrap, the iPad Air is a super fast, super light tablet. It is their lightest tablet to date. It has a 1.4 gigahertz dual-core 64-bit A7 processor with the M7 Motion co-processor. It's got the Power VR G4, let me see, G6, if I recall, G6 430 graphics chip. 1 gigabyte of RAM. Yeah, it's still got 1 gigabyte of RAM, whereas everybody else has pretty much moved to 2 gigabytes. And I'm sorry about the car alarm outside, so just try to ignore that. And it comes in 16, 32, 64, and 128 gigabytes of storage. Okay, the front, you've got a 1.2 megapixel HD camera that's capable of recording in 720p HD. The back, you've got a 5 megapixel iSight camera that's capable of recording 1080p HD. Inside you've got super fast Wi-Fi, 802.11 ABGN, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, and as well as Bluetooth 4.0 for, you know, your low energy devices. As far as the battery goes, it's got a 8,820 milliampere battery. So this one is actually a smaller battery than the previous iPad 4. This one is a 2-cell, and the iPad 4 was a 3-cell. So Apple's obviously made some improvements there. And it starts at $499 for the Wi-Fi only model, and you can pay an additional $100 per storage capacity, and $130 for the Wi-Fi plus cellular model. And this guy weighs just 1 pound, the Wi-Fi model. And you can see it's a really gorgeous device. It's got super slim bezels this time around. It's got the chamfered bezel, so really glistens when light hits it. You can see that it's kind of like jewelry, like a high-end watch, if you will. Here is the lightning port. Get that to focus. And I can't really get that to focus. There we go. Here's the lightning port. It's super tiny, the pillow-shaped lightning port. Speakers, previous speakers were on the back. You've got a metallic reflective mirror-like Apple logo. Previous one was just stamped on. This one's kind of like embedded inside. You've got another mic and dual mics over here. This is for noise cancellation, and of course you've got your 3.5mm headphone jack. So before we get to booting it up, I just want to give you a quick comparison with my iPad. Here's my iPad 3. This is a full-size one from 2012. I don't have the iPad 4, but you can see that it's already thinner. Maybe it's a little hard to tell from this angle, but it is thinner. So if I put, like, I don't know, put a SD card, you can see that it tilts because it is lower. So you can notice that the bezels are significantly slimmed down. And let's take a look at the back. Here's the back. It had a black embedded logo, and you can just tell how small it is. So again, the speakers have moved from the back right side to the side, which I think is a lot better because it allows sound to be distributed more evenly, and it's just louder that way because it's closer to you and not directing away from you. So that is it. Let's go ahead and boot up the iPad Air. Here we go. And this should be running iOS 7.1.2. So what they did with the bezels is they basically add a wrist or palm rejection software which rejects your thumb, so it knows when your thumb is there and when you're holding in your orientation, so it doesn't try to register that as a touch. So we're just gonna go ahead and register this stuff, and it says go ahead and choose a network, and I don't see my, here's my network. So I'm just gonna set this up and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've just gone through all the setup and it says tap to get started. So here is the iPad Air running iOS, let's take a look, and it is running 7.1.2. And we're going to press the home button. So you can see that it runs really fast. All the animations are really fluid. There is no lag. So if I want to, I don't know, let's say create a folder. Let's create a folder here really quickly. And you can see that the parallax, all that stuff, it all works really, really great. No lag whatsoever when you open apps and you're trying to trigger this multitask. And let me show you a comparison of iOS 7.1.2 running on my iPad 3. Okay, so we've got folders. So I've actually turned off the animations for well, actually I had the animations turned off, but then actually that made it slower, which doesn't make any sense because more animations or more motion should make it slower, not the other way around. So here it is. I've got my two folders. Let's go ahead and move this down here so we can click it better. Okay, I've got two folders, and let's go ahead and click that. Okay, you can see that it's already a lot more fluid on the iPad Air. It's alright on the iPad, but take a look at this. See that slowness? See how fast the iPad Air on the left is when I'm doing this? Or rather, let me open an app, and see that? It's just so much faster on the iPad Air. Okay, and that's pretty much the big difference. Actually, I could adjust the brightness for this a little bit so you guys can actually see better. But you're gonna get a lot more performance from the iPad Air just because it's a newer device. Faster specs inside, faster processing. This is 64-bit, so it just blazes. It really won't take advantage of the 64-bit yet because a lot of apps just haven't been optimized for it. But once iOS 8 comes out, we're going to see a lot of new features, including handoff continuity and you know, that type of stuff that really HomeKit, Smart HomeKit, HealthKit, that really bridges the gap and takes advantage of the power of the 64-bit processor. So that is my quick unboxing of the iPad Air. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll try to do more unboxing videos for gadgets in a more timely manner, preferably when they're released or before they're released. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.